Hello beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my first update for the Pan That Palette 2019 and the Pan That Face Palette 2019 challenge. This update's gonna be a little bit strange because I have been trying to catch up with everything on my YouTube channel and kind of catch everything up to where I'm at on Instagram. So this is my first update, but I've actually been doing this project for 2.5, 3 months. So the progress you're gonna see today is actually, what is it, like 6 weeks since the last update you saw, or my intro video. So it's gonna seem really aggressive, but it's just because it's been a little bit longer than a month. I'm working to catch everything up. So thanks for bearing with me as I get some housekeeping done here and just kind of get myself off of the ground. I think when you start a YouTube channel, you want to be at the level that the people that you watch are at, but you know, I'm okay with things not being perfect for a little while as I get the ball rolling. That being said, I'm in a new filming spot. I am working to try and get some better filming quality. I am using my phone today instead of my iPad. We will see if I have enough space on my phone. Probably not, but we'll figure it out. Eventually, I would like to set up my nice DSLR in here and figure out a way to do that, but forthcoming. Let's get to the palettes. So for my Pan That palette, I am working on the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. I've had this palette since, I believe, 2016, and I am excited to be really digging in and getting as much use out of this as possible before it stops working as well as it did. It has kind of stopped working as well as it did when I first got it, but it's still a great palette. So I'm going to insert a photo or a clip of where the palette was at the last update. And then this is where the palette's at now. So as you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress. I went really aggressive on this palette this month, or over the last month and a half, 2 months, however long it's been. The thing about this palette is that the shadows are not super pigmented anymore because it's such an old palette, and just because it's not designed to be a really like in your face with pigment sort of palette. It's just like a nice everyday wear thing. And as we can see, I tend to go a little bit overboard with my makeup. I like kind of in your face makeup looks. So this palette is great for what it's intended to be, and I am making it work for me. So because of that, I have had to scrape out some pigment and apply it with my fingers to build up the pigment a little bit more. So that is why there are so many more pans than you would expect. But let's talk about some of these. So the big ones are, I think I had a little dip in Divinity last time, but or a little pan in Divinity, but it's quite a big pan now. I believe I have hit pan in 10 out of 16 shadows, so I'm over the halfway mark. And what I've been doing is just, once I hit pan on a shadow, I've moved on to another shadow. There are a couple in here that I'm working on trying to finish. So Satin Sheets is one of them. I ended up having to repress a little bit of it. There's still some up in this corner, and then this down here was like this bottom little edge, and it started crumbling and falling out of the palette, so I just pressed it. I just put some alcohol in it and pressed it down so that I wouldn't lose the shadows. So so there's that one, and then so I'm trying to finish that one, and then I'm also working pretty hard on Cashew Chew, because this is a really nice like matte cream. I've been using it to set my my eye primer, and that's been working really well for me. And then I've also been using Almond Truffle as a transition shade when I do some neutral looks, which doesn't happen very often. but once in a blue moon it does. So that is kind of what I've been working on. I think I'm just gonna continue this month trying to really work on these 3 shades up here, and then I'm also going to try and hit pan on like 3 or 4 more shadows. I think that I can definitely, I think I can hit it on these 2. The Cotton Candy is this pink one, and then Cafe au Lait is right here. I've technically got pan on that, but it's so tiny I don't think I'm counting it. So I'm gonna try to hit pan on those 2, and then I don't know, maybe on Black Currant as well. This one's a really hard shadow because it's kind of patchy. Purples get patchy a lot, but I think I'm gonna try using this one maybe as like a lower lash line kind of smoky thing, or I might try, I've been mixing, I've been like scraping out pigment and mixing it with my Mehron mixing liquid to turn it into a liquid shadow, which has been fun, and so I might try doing that with the purple one down here, Black Currant. Earl Grey I think is going to be really, really hard. I don't think I'm gonna set a goal to like try to finish Earl Grey because I'm having a hard enough time hitting pan on it. It looks kind of bluey in here, but it's really just like I don't know, it's like a murky gray shadow. It's just a weird shadow. It looks okay swatched, but every time I try to put it on my eyes, it just ends up looking really strange. So that is my Pan That Palette update. I am very excited about the progress that I made, especially because I got a few new eyeshadow palettes, and I have been having so much fun playing with them that my Pan That Palette took a little bit of a backseat, but I'm okay with it because you saw how much progress I made. So I'm not really worried. And honestly, if I get to the end of the year and I haven't I don't think I'm gonna finish it by the end of the year. I really just want to make as much progress as I can and maybe finish a couple shadows in it. So I'm quite happy with where I am, especially because I didn't start this project until July or June. I think I started it in June. So I'm happy with where I'm at. Okay, on to my Pan That Face palette. If you missed my first update, I basically made my own face palette and just put a couple depotted face products into a little magnetic palette, and I am working through those. I've also made some really good progress in this, which is great. So I will put up a picture or clip of what it looked like last month. And then this is what it looks like now. I'm so excited. All right, so what you're seeing here is an empty. I finished my first full pan of anything in this project. I'm not terribly surprised. It was a face powder, so I go through those really fast. So this was a Ben Nye face powder, and it's only 3 grams, so it really wasn't that much product. It was pretty easy to finish. I'm very happy with that. I've got a Tarte bronzer. I did look up the names of these, and I can't remember it now, but I'll update the description so that it has the actual names of these in here. I don't think it's anything that Tarte sells as a single, but it was part of a Christmas palette. But look at that big old pan in there. It's so funny, at the last update, I don't think I had any pans, and I was like, my ultimate goal is to hit pan on any of these, and I hit pan on all 4 of them this month. And I hit pan pretty early after that update, so I've actually been switching out with some other blushes just to get some use out of them. Now I'll probably go back to these and be a little bit more aggressive, but nice big dip and huge pan in the bronzer. I've hit side pan, and I'm kind of like worked my way through a little river in the middle of it. So that's fun. And then my two blushes, I've hit pan on both of those. The more neutral one is a lot easier for me to build up, so that one was easy for me to expand the pan on. And then this hot pink one is, I'm a little worried about this one because it's a great summer shade, but I know for a fact I'm not going to be wanting to wear this color in the fall and winter. So I'm going to try to get a little bit more use out of it in the next month or two, probably the next month while it's still blazing hot here. But I'm not, I don't know. If I end up not using this much during the fall and winter, I'm gonna be fine with it. I think I would like to try and hit side pan on it, so that will be my goal for that one. And then this highlight, I'm pleasantly surprised by. This is another Tarte highlighter out of the same Christmas palette that the bronzer came from, and I have a nice big pan on it. Hooray! I did end up scraping a little bit out of this to mix in with like a loose blush, but it really wasn't that much, and I'm not concerned about it. So for all intents and purposes, this is working its way down. My goal for this month is to hit side pan over here on it. So there is my face palette. I am quite pleased with the progress that I made on both of these this month. And yeah, we'll see where the next month takes us. Hopefully it will be an actual 1 month before I film another update and not 6 to 8 weeks. I'm getting there. I'm doing the grind, and I'm building some momentum with this channel. So we'll see what happens. But thank you so much for watching. I haven't said this before, but if you liked the video, please leave a like. It helps my itty bitty baby channel. And if you're not subscribed, I would love for you to come and join the family, and we'll have some fun here. So thank you so much for watching and for stopping by my little corner of the internet. Have a great day. Bye.